Okay, so hi all and welcome to my channel. This is my first attempt at a comparison video, and today I would like to compare traditional FPV goggles such as the Fatshark Predator version 1 here to the new do-it-yourself goggles. For once the one from HobbyKing, this the Quanum do-it-yourself goggles, and another version from a guy called Marek from Poland, which is selling his own type of do-it-yourself goggles at his online shop. I will of course provide the description and links to all the different goggles. What I would like to compare today are ergonomics, weight, price, and of course the immersion factor, which is, well, especially for me, pretty important. So let's start with the ergonomics. Of course, with the Fatshark goggles, they are pretty small, they are lightweight, and they are nice to wear. So basically, from a wearing factor, from a wearing point of view, these are probably ranked at the number one of those three. However, they are also have disadvantages. For example, with these eye cups, people say they are not always so nice to wear, which is true. I tested them, and in cold weather, like we have currently, there is always the issues of this little mirror, this little lens inside, getting foggy, and when that happens, well, you have a problem. So with these goggles from HobbyKing, they are of course larger than the Fatshark goggles, but they are also nice to wear. So I started flying FPV with those, and it's absolutely no problem to use them. Of course, you look a little more funny than with the Fatshark goggles, but it works great. They are, as I said, not as nice to wear as the Fatshark goggles. As you can see, these are just small foam pieces which make them a bit nicer to wear, but all in all it's also quite a thin strap band here, which makes them not as nice to wear as the Fatshark goggles from a point of ergonomics. From a point of ergonomics, I would rank the Quanum goggles at place 3, at rank 3 of these 3 types of goggles. And then there are these goggles, which, as you can see, already look much nicer here to wear, and are otherwise also of a much higher quality. As you can see, the strap band here is thicker and not as thin, and they are really very convenient to wear. So actually wearing those or wearing the Fatsharks doesn't make a large difference for me, because they are, well, like ski goggles, they're really nice to wear. So from a point of wearing, from a point of ergonomics, I would rank the Fatshark still at number 1, place 1, place 2 for the Marek FPV goggles, and place 3 for the HobbyKing goggles. But there are other factors as well. As I said, these tend to get a bit foggy in cold weather. These do-it-yourself goggles don't have this issue, they don't have that problem, and additionally it's also very easy to modify those to wear glasses below them, under them. So that's not a problem. You can't do that with the Fatshark goggles, but of course there are special lenses which help you to adjust the bad eyesight. So this is for the factor of ergonomics. The second factor is the weight. So let's quickly do a comparison. I will have to get my scale here and see what the weight difference of these goggles is. So we will again start with the Fatshark goggles, but I have to say with these Fatshark goggles, there is no receiver included. These are the Predator version 1 goggles. So without a receiver and anything, the goggles alone come in at 161 grams. I checked the internet description for the version 2 of these goggles, and they say they come in at 163 grams, including the receiver. So we are at about 160 to 170 grams, let's say, including the receiver, but excluding battery and so on. And let's compare this to the do-it-yourself goggles. Let's use next the Quanum do-it-yourself goggles from HobbyKing. There is an RC832 receiver on them that you can buy from HobbyKing. It's not the lightweightest receiver, but it's also not very heavy. Let's rate them including this receiver. So what you can see, including this receiver, they come in at, oh, it's so bad. So what you can see, including this receiver, they come in at about 300 grams. About 300 grams for these goggles, including the receiver and including all necessary cables to attach them to your LiPo for power. And then, as a last, we have these goggles from Marek, where I'm using an RC805 receiver. This is a bit more lightweight than the RC832 receivers. And with this combination, these goggles come in at 256 grams. So it's really not very heavy. They are really nice to wear, and as you can see, they are more lightweight than the HobbyKing goggles because the casing here is different. It's another material, a much more lightweight material, and all in all, there is also the monitor in these goggles is also not something simply attached to the back, like it is for the HobbyKing goggles. You can see it here. So Marek with his goggles really tried. So Marek with his goggles really tried to keep them lightweight. So as a conclusion to the weight comparison, of course, the Fatshark goggles are again your best choice. They are very lightweight. Then, as a second, there are the goggles from Marek, and the third rank are the goggles from HobbyKing. So next we would like to compare the price. And here, of course, HobbyKing is pretty unbeatable. These goggles without the receiver come at the price of around 25 euros. So that's really cheap. You can't beat that. Then there are the goggles from Marek. They are, as I explained, much higher quality. They are much nicer to wear than the HobbyKing goggles, but they are also more expensive. They come in at around 86 euros, including monitor and everything. And then there are, of course, the Fatshark Predators, which come in at about 300 euros. So they are much more expensive than those do-it-yourself goggles. So up to now it looks like these Fatshark Predators are your first choice, except when you want to save some money, then you would probably choose either the goggles from Marek or the goggles from HobbyKing. If you're really just trying to get into the FPV hobby and seeing, okay, is this something for me or not, then you would maybe start with the HobbyKing stuff because it's really cheap. But there is another factor, and this is the immersion factor. This is also at the same time the factor which is most complicated, most difficult to really show you in a video, but I will try. The point with this Fatshark goggles is the picture is really sharp, but it's also really small. So you often read that there's a field of view of around 30 degrees with these. There are also some comparisons of what this means for you, how you see it. But what I really suggest to you, please try them before you buy them. I myself started with these HobbyKing goggles, and I was kind of spoiled because they offer a huge field of view. I will try to show it to you a bit later in the video. Compared to the HobbyKing goggles, the field of view of the Fatsharks is really tiny. They are great goggles. There's a sharp picture, a much sharper picture than with the do-it-yourself goggles, but it's also very tiny. For me, it wasn't immersive at all. So when you try these do-it-yourself goggles first, you will probably be disappointed by the Fatsharks. I will show it to you. I will try to show it to you. I will put some power to them in order to compare this. So where do we have it? It's over here. Oh, this is just a power cable. You won't see a real picture, so this is just static, you know. But it's just to compare, to show you the size of the picture. So these are turned on now. Don't know if you can see it well, but I will just go there with the camera, and then I will do a refocus, and I will do the same at the same distance with the do-it-yourself goggles. So I'm doing a refocus now. So what you can see here is, okay, these monitors inside, they are really tiny, and that's what it is. So if you look through them, you won't be immersed in the picture. It will just be like looking at the TV, which is about 1 or 2 meters away with a normal size TV. So you will have a lot of black and, for me, quite tiny picture. And I will show you now the same, but with one of the do-it-yourself goggles. Let's take the ones from Marek, because those are the ones which I personally prefer. So what you can see here is, I'm holding them now at the same distance as the Fatshark goggles, and when you look through them, you really get a feeling of being immersed. So this is a huge screen. It's like flying yourself with the quadcopter, multi-rotor, plane, whatever you're doing FPV with. So for me, the immersion factor is much higher with this do-it-yourself goggles than with the Fatsharks. It's a huge difference. Please try before you buy. I will also, for completeness, show you the view through the Quanum goggles from HobbyKing, which are also very nice. So for the price factor, you can't beat them. They're really cheap, they're really nice. As you can see, it looks a bit different. As you can see, it looks a bit different on the inside, but it's still a huge picture, a huge field of view, much larger than with the Fatsharks. So this feeling of immersion is much higher than with the Fatsharks. So for the ranking with regards to immersion, my number one are the goggles from Marek. They are really nice to wear. They are like ski glasses. I can wear them for hours. It's no problem at all. And their field of view is really huge. The Fresnel lens, all of these use a Fresnel lens to enlarge the picture. The Fresnel lens quality for these goggles is much higher than the Fresnel lens for the Quanum do-it-yourself goggles. For the Quanum do-it-yourself goggles you also have some warping in the picture, which you don't have with the Marek goggles. But both of them are, when it comes to immersion, both of them are much better than the Fatshark goggles. So with these do-it-yourself goggles you really get the feeling of being immersed. These Fatshark goggles are definitely better when it comes to ergonomics, when it comes to weight. They are much more expensive when it comes to price, and when it comes to immersion they are really far behind those do-it-yourself goggles. So if you're really into FPVing for the experience, please try before you buy. Try one of the HobbyKing goggles or go for those Marek goggles, which are my favorites. Try them. Also try the Fatsharks before you buy them, because otherwise you might be disappointed. So this concludes my comparison of these different types of FPV goggles. As I told you, this was my first attempt at doing a comparison video. Please leave your comments and questions in the comment section of the video, and I will try to answer all of them. Many thanks, and I hope that you liked the review, and if so, I might do some more.